From another room, I heard sounds from my childhood. In the summer, the little church down the street had opened its windows wide to catch any passing breeze. Every heathen for blocks around would hear the witness of their favorite Fannie J. Crosby songs. To God be the glory. Praise him, Jesus our blessed Redeemer. Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it. Suddenly there was a hush in the hymn sing, and a couple of strong but scarred black men jumped onto the stage, pulling a reluctant white man with them. Somehow I knew that the third man had been a sailor and that he was embarrassed by the obvious affection of the two blacks. Instinctively, I also knew the black men had been slaves. Pushed to a spot close to Fannie, I saw her look intently at him, encouraging him in a soft voice. Finally, he turned to the audience and started to sing vibrantly. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. The note of awe that voice still held could have come from none other than John Newton, the slaver turned preacher who had penned those words. Only one step down the hall caused me to lose his voice, because from the next room came a roof-raising rendition of the chorus of Awesome God. A sign on the door said, "First appearance this side of eternity." As I approached, I saw a slim, somewhat scruffy-looking man standing before the singing crowd. As the chorus ended, this man, in a voice very familiar from its frequent projection from my CD player, started singing a verse I had never heard before. I stepped inside to hear the rest of Rich Mullins' song. Then walls seemed to fade away, and Bach walked over to shake Rich's hand. Before seating himself behind a harpsichord, leading a small orchestra in a flawlessly produced introduction, Bach accompanied Mullins as he started the song, "Sing Your Praise to the Lord." On the second time through, the crowds again joined in the singing. I had never thought about this party group keeping up with modern music. There weren't even karaoke words to help them, but everyone managed the fast-paced melody. I wondered if those who were mourning Rich Mullins below could possibly imagine what he was doing now. This was far better than being asked to sing at the White House. A sign ahead caught my eye. It contained one word and an arrow. The word was preaching. Preaching? Here? It didn't seem necessary, but my host had promised the perfect party, and I decided that there were some people who really did enjoy hearing a good sermon. I couldn't make out the sign that told the speaker of the day, but I didn't have to. A voice that had been drilled into me in history and political science classes boomed from behind a microphone. I had a dream. But only here can that dream be truly and completely fulfilled. Only here, where no selfishness nor deceit, no anger nor violence is permitted, can my dream be complete reality. It was when I left that room that I first began to notice the walls. Everywhere hung wonderful paintings or wall hangings, or murals had been created right into the walls. Corners were filled with a variety of statues. I thought I recognized some of the works, but others, though beautiful, were in a completely unknown style. It dawned on me that this is as it should be. Fame was an iffy thing on earth. True greatness in any area did not necessarily mean worldwide recognition. Wonderful smells pulled me toward a long banquet hall. Inside, I saw tables filled with delicacies from every continent and culture. I sampled a few items and sipped on a delicious fruit drink. Everything I tried would have satisfied a gourmet's palate. I couldn't help thinking of my grandmother and her fondness for food. Just then, someone came up to me and spoke. "Are you Mildred's grandchild?" Mildred was the name of my grandmother. I nodded. The person smiled. "As you might guess, this is one of her favorite rooms. Stick around here and you'll see her sooner or later." Just then there was a stir at one of the doors leading to the outside. Several people charged into the room rather breathlessly. Their conversation confirmed the fact that they had been running some type of race outside. One young man said, "Thanks for the race, Mr. Little. It was terrific." The man next to him answered with a soft Scottish brogue. "Any time, son, as long as you don't ask me to hum the theme from Chariots of Fire while I'm running." I smiled. I was getting used to this unexpected entrance of names from history. An Olympic gold medalist was nothing after hearing Bach and Martin Luther King Jr. Looking around, I found myself thinking, this is better than a Cecil B. DeMille movie or a Steven Spielberg production. Fantastic setting, a world-class cast of characters. But there hasn't really been any plot yet. I was used to action flicks, and there hadn't been any heart-pounding, mind-blowing action. "You're looking for some heart-pounding, mind-blowing action?" A quiet voice spoke close to my shoulder. I turned to look at the individual standing by my side. His words slightly unnerved me, but I nodded my assent.